Hello, welcome to DIY Art Macramé Edition. Today we're going to learn how to upcycle a t-shirt into a hanging planter. I'm Adeline Loo, and this is one of the creative ways that we can help reduce textile waste in Singapore. So let's get started. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to upcycle an old t-shirt into strips of yarn. And all you're going to need is any cotton t-shirt that is stretchy and soft, don't use any dry fit, and a pair of scissors. So first, we're going to cut off the bottom hem of the t-shirt because we won't need that. And then we're going to cut about 1 inch to 2 inch thick strips all the way up until the torso. Alright? But we're going to leave about a 2 inch gap at the top without cutting. Okay, and until the torso. And here I'm going to cut right across it. Next, we're going to cut diagonally across the side of the t-shirt. And you see what happens is you're going to create a long strip that's joined. So when you get to the end of that, you're just going to end it off with another diagonal one. And that's it. We're just going to hold it between our hands, okay, and give it a very short pull to let it curl in on itself like that. This technique will actually hide any uneven cuts that you make, so you don't have to worry even if you didn't cut a very straight line. What we're going to do with this yarn is we're going to make a hanging planter with it. Okay, so once you've cut up your t-shirt, what we're going to do is you're going to have to cut enough to have 8 strips, and each strip is going to be about 5 to 6 meters long, and then one strip about 1.5 meters. First step is fold the strips in half and find the center of it. Again, you don't have to be absolutely accurate with it. And then we're going to do a wrap knot to join the strips together. Holding the 8 strips together tightly, you're going to have the tail above your thumb here. And you're going to create a U shape like this. You simply wrap it around very, very tightly. So I like to do this for about 5 cm. You can do it longer or shorter if you wish to. Now I'm going to go upwards and back down to the bottom of the U again. In fact, it's like making 3 layers. This is just so that it's a really, really secure wrap. Once we're done with that, we're going to take that tail and just put it through that loop that you created in the first step. Once that's through, you're going to pull that leg that's on top. So you're going to close up that U, see it'll get smaller, trapping this end with it, and you're going to bring it into the wrap knot. So trim off those ends, the 2 ends, and you're done. So right now, because you folded the 8 strands in half, you're going to have 16 strips of fabric here. You're only going to need 4 for the next step. So separate out your 16 strips into 4 sections. And what we're going to do next is we're going to do 20 half square knots. So the middle 2, don't move. They're going to remain stationary, okay? Always start with the left leg. So take the left leg and it will go over the middle 2 strips. And the right leg will go under the middle 2 strips and come out through the loop formed by the left leg. It's sort of like tying your shoelace, but trapping the center 2 strips within it. And we're going to put this knot about 2 fingers from your wrap knot. So we'll do that again 20 times. If you lose count, what you're going to see is these horizontal bars in the middle, and each of these horizontal bars counts as 1. Now as you work, it's going to start twisting. You don't actually have to worry about untwisting it as you work. As long as you start with your left hand, it will be correct. So next, what we're going to do is what we call a sailor's knot. And this is a little bit more intermediate. So you're going to separate these 4 strands into 2, okay? And with your left one, you're going to create a loop, sort of like a fish that's swimming to your right hand. And then with the 2 strands on the right, you're going to go on top of the fish and then under the fish tail. You're going to use your index finger and your thumb, and you'll go under that fish, above this center 2, under this one, and on top of this one. And you're going to pinch that tail very, very slowly, bring it through. And it doesn't look like much now, but bear with me. So what we're going to do is we're going to slowly start to tighten each leg one at a time. This left leg, I'm going to pull it up and leave a gap about 3 fingers from my last half square knot. Alright, and I will slowly tighten along. And then now I'm going to do the same with the right leg. I'm going to slowly pull it so that it's about 3 fingers from my last half square knot, and soon you'll see it's sort of like a little pretzel that will appear. This is the sailor's knot, and you're going to repeat it for all 4 sections. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to do a full square knot, which is very similar to what we've done up here, just with an extra step. We're going to find 2 strands and put them in the middle, and those 2 strands don't move. So you have your left leg and your right leg. Like with the half square knot, we're always going to start with the left, but this time we're going to alternate it from left and then right. So earlier we started with the left leg, and now we're going to change. We're going to start from the right leg. Okay, so over the middle 2 and under the left, and the left one will go under the middle 2 and come up through that loop from by the right leg. Just tighten so that it's 1 square knot. That will be 5 square knots under the sailor's knot. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to start closing this up so that we can put our plant into the bottom. Take any 2 sections of your square knots. You're going to split them again. We're going to do a single square knot, but using 2 legs from the right section and 2 legs from this section. So what we're doing is we're actually joining them together. And this time you can leave a bit more space, so maybe about 4 fingers gap, because this is where your rim of your pot is going to be. So there you have it, 4 square knots that joins all of this in a circle. And next, we're going to do 1 more row of square knots. So 2 rows of square knots, and you would have created a kind of a diamond with the very first row, and then with the second row, you would have a sort of mesh all around the planter. So next, we're going to close up this planter. So take that 1.5 meter strip, okay, and then just wrap it around very tightly. So once you're done and you're happy with your wrap knot, you can trim the tassel to however long you want it to be. Done! Thank you for watching. I hope you had fun today learning how to upcycle your own t-shirts into a macrame planter. See ya!